Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence for Just Ask, and today's show is, ladies and gentlemen, light and easy cooking. Hurry back and join us. Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence for Just Ask. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long time, but we have a light and easy cooking show for you today. And we have with us Chef Anne Marie. Good morning.
Good morning, Marsha. How are you?
Fine, fine. Glad for you to come and join us.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, let me start off by saying it's been a long time since we've done a light and easy cooking show, and we wanted to come back with our new season with a female chef.
Oh, great. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm honored. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate you. Now, I've heard a lot about your food service experience and everything, so why don't you tell us briefly about yourself?
I'm a third-generation Sicilian, and I learned how to cook from my grandmothers and my aunts and my mom, and what I do is what I call Sicilian soul food. It's all our homemade recipes, our old school recipes from Sicily, and everything's fresh.
Okay.
Nothing canned, usually. Everything fresh, everything that you can get at the grocery store or at the fruit market, nothing really off the wall.
Okay. Okay, so what do you have in store for us today?
We are going to start out right away with a eggplant sandwich, and this is something that we concocted a while ago. You want to hand me that eggplant over there? And what we're going to do is we're going to take an eggplant.
Wow.
This was the largest one I could find. Generally, they tend to be a little bit bigger, but what you want to do is take your ends off, and we're going to actually make a sandwich. And we don't need to take all the skin off. We want a little bit of texture to it. So you're going to take a little bit of skin off.
Okay.
And then we're going to, it's nice to have a work bowl.
Now, let me ask you this. Now, I'm not really accustomed to eggplant. I mean, I can walk past it in the supermarket. I don't have a real zest for it. So, you're going to make it delectable enough for Marsha to want to start buying eggplant, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, okay. Because a lot of people overcook it. It gets mushy.
Okay.
It actually is a vegetable that absorbs the olive oil pretty readily, and a lot of times people make eggplant parmesan and it's just greasy and runny.
Okay.
But if you bake it instead of frying it and you put it in the oven and you bake it, then you're going to use less oils. You could even use nonstick spray. Okay. So what I want you to do, we're going to make 3 sandwiches right here. What I want you to do is take a little olive oil and spread it on that pan, or put it in there, and then I'll use my fingers to spread.
Okay, all right.
And then you can do different things. You can make this,
yeah,
that's great.
Oh,
you can do totally vegetarian if you want. What we have here is some mortadella lunch meat, and we have some provolone. The firmer your cheese, the less fat it has in it. If you want to make it totally vegetarian, you can use the provolone. If you want to not have as much fat from the mortadella, you can use a nice lean ham.
Wow.
So what we're going to do is take your lunch meat.
Okay.
And
So,
we're going to put it
actually,
in
it's not necessary. You can have a vegetarian sandwich, or you can have a sandwich with meat.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And the thinner the meat, the better the cook.
Yeah, the better flavor you're going to have. And this is going to bake. So, and you can put how much you want on here too. So let's load it up today.
Okay.
And we'll put 2 pieces of mortadella.
Now, I noticed that you're tearing the meat. Is that good to do that?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make it fit because this is a smaller round, but the eggplant isn't overly huge. So I'm just trying to make it fit because you don't want too much hanging out the sides.
Okay.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to make an egg wash.
Doesn't she move fast, ladies and gentlemen?
I'm
but that's what the experienced ones do. Okay. Now,
If I'm moving too fast, just tell me.
No.
Okay.
Would you serve this for lunch or breakfast?
Lunch or dinner.
Okay, lunch
with
or dinner.
accompaniments, and my kids love it. I'll make a batch of them. I'll make a couple eggplant up, which will give you several sandwiches, and then I'll put it in the fridge, and you can either eat it room temperature or eat it warm. Zap it a little bit, take the chill out of it. So all we're going to do is get messy now. We're going to dip it into an egg wash.
Okay. Wow.
And we're going to put it in our Italian breadcrumbs, and they're breadcrumbs seasoned with Parmesan cheese, parsley, salt, and pepper. Now, you can make your own breadcrumbs, buy plain breadcrumbs, and then you can control the amount of sodium in it and your salt and your
And do you want me to move this around? I'm sorry, because I should have.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm going to get my fingers dirty. Okay.
That's okay.
Okay, so let me do this.
Okay. I'm making her get her fingers dirty.
No, that's okay. Most of the time, I never get to get involved, but you know,
good.
I'm sure,
just spread it all over.
My viewers don't think that Marcia cooks, but Marcia cooks.
Marcia cooks.
Okay, Marcia
We'll
cooks.
put them right in the center. That's good.
Okay.
But like I said, your breadcrumbs you can buy plain, and then you can season them to your liking, or you can buy them already made. So if you're looking to control your sodium content. Buy them plain and add your seasonings. Garlic powder, fresh garlic that's ground up, parsley, so you don't have to have the salt in it.
So the bread, so now the breadcrumbs, because they're plain, they're pretty much diabetic friendly.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then you can add your content.
Yes, you can.
Okay, but
absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, we always encourage, if you watching your salt and sodium intake, try not to add it in there.
And,
use some
and
other
when you're
flavors.
using fresh herbs and vegetables, they have their own natural flavor. They have their own natural sodium. So that's it. So all you're going to do is put those in the oven.
Okay. Pop those
at 350 for about half an hour, and you want to turn them halfway through.
Okay, so you want me to put those in the oven?
Yeah, let's pop those in the oven.
Okay.
Let's turn it in. And it's already set to 350.
All right.
And we'll put it in, and then at about the halfway mark, we'll watch those, and at the halfway mark, we will flip them over.
Okay, now ladies and gentlemen, I must tell you that we're here at the beautiful Community House in downtown Birmingham. So, if you should hear some beautiful music going around and the patterns of little sounds of children, that's because they're entertaining us. All right, so moving right along. So now, Anne-Marie, let me ask you this. So, in the event that let me use that. I'm sorry. In the event that you're cooking, that you're cooking something, do you start with your family first, so you have an idea if they like it, and then you can continue it, or?
No, I just cook.
Okay.
Actually, we started that when the kids were young, so they pretty much eat just about anything. I think it's important to introduce them to whatever it is you're making at a young age, and
that's how you develop flavors. Yep. And kids,
definitely.
Kids said, "Mom, I like that. Whatever you made last time." Okay, and it grows on.
Yeah. Oh, you know, actually, there are things that I create and I will concoct. And when I do that, I'll get the yay or nay, definitely.
Okay. So this is a yay?
That's a yay. Oh, yeah. In fact, my daughter found out I was making these today, and she says, you're bringing them home.
Okay.
Right? She's been wanting me to make a batch for her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a break. And
all right, great.
Ladies and gentlemen, when we get back, we'll be on another part of the wonderful lunch brunch. We'll be right back.
If a natural disaster happened, we'd probably all meet around the grocery store.
We would all meet at a bus stop.
Oh, we'd probably meet at our neighbor's house.
And welcome back to the show. Now, those of you who are just not joining us, we're here with Chef Anne-Marie, and she's showing us how to make an eggplant sandwich. But actually, you know what? I'm going to enjoy this today. I could tell already, because just seeing her put it together was like in 5 minutes. So now we're going to move on to the next part of the meal, and hopefully you're following it. If not, you can always go to our website and get the recipe from the website. So that's justastalkshow.org. Or give us a call, 800-323-5336. Now, Chef Ann, I'm telling you, I just a moment ago, just watching it, putting it together, I was like, I could do that in 5 minutes. Okay. And I want to learn how to eat an eggplant, because I see it always in the market.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, how do you cook those things?
There's a lot of different ways.
And I've had it with cheese. I've had it with cheese.
Layered.
Before. Right.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little too much sometimes, you know, because, it's like, okay, well, am I putting some fat back in? Or?
Yeah. When you get eggplant parmesan in the restaurant, the issue with that is they use so much oil.
Right.
And so much grease. Some olive oil is good for you, but to have that much where it's just dripping off of it, because eggplant absorbs it. So a lot of times what you need to do is, when you're going to cook eggplant, you want to slice it and you want to actually put it in a water bath with a little bit of salt.
Oh, okay.
And then you put a dish on it, otherwise it'll float. And what that does is draw some of the moisture out of the eggplant, so it doesn't absorb as much oil. So that's another way if you want to saute it. But use your cooking spray, or use a very little bit of olive oil and bake it like we're doing, so it doesn't absorb and you don't use as much fats. But right now what we're going to do is green leafy vegetables are awesome for you. You got to have, several of them a day.
I'm checking out this platter.
Yeah. So here we have some Swiss chard. Now this is a regular Swiss chard. You can also find it in red, and with the red Swiss chard, the stalk and the veins are actually red. So when you cook it, you get kind of a little reddish juice to it. So this grows in the ground and nice big green leafy. So what we're going to do here is I want to take these stems. Some people actually take their Swiss chard and do one of these and strip it out, but the whole thing is good. So I want to take the stems off.
Okay.
And before we do that, you know what I'm going to do is put a little bit of garlic in
garlic in your pan.
Yeah,
All
lots
right.
of garlic actually. You know.
Well, I had a feeling you were going to cook with garlic.
You can't have too much garlic.
Okay.
Never.
You think?
No,
Okay.
never,
okay.
never.
Okay. Now,
So-
I know some people can just eat garlic cloves. So
I wouldn't be eating them unless they're cooked.
okay. Well, you know,
'Cause you're going to smell.
right. But for health reasons,
Oh, yeah.
people can, you know, just take a little garlic, you know, one little clove. I wouldn't chew it, but you can just swallow it down. It's supposed to do something for you.
Yeah, it's supposed to be very healthy for you, but I would take the garlic in a pill form.
Okay.
And
Take my chances.
because
all
it's
right.
smell-free,
Yes.
odor-free.
Okay.
So, but cooking it, once you have it cooked, it takes on a sweet flavor. And you've got to watch that you don't cook garlic too long, because if it gets brown or black and chars too much, it'll create a bitter flavor, and it'll make your whole dish really
Okay.
bitter.
Okay.
A little golden brown is good.
All right. So you got
And
a
it
little
releases
oil in
the flavor,
pan.
little olive oil in the pan. And then we're going to take our stems off.
All right. Now, can you just eat Swiss chard by itself?
You can.
It doesn't look like the kind of,
It's
you know.
it actually has kind of a little sweet flavor to it.
Sure, she says that because she's a vegetable eater. Let me see.
It's got a little bit of a sweet flavor to it. Here, let's turn it this way.
She got me.
Yeah,
Okay.
does it? You taste
Okay.
it?
All right. I'm surprised.
So-
For some reason, I had an onion thought.
No,
Looks
not
like
at
an
all.
onion in there.
Not at all.
It's okay, ladies and gentlemen. It's the truth. It was
True.
sweet. Okay.
It was sweet.
Look,
So,
I did it again, so you know what's true. Okay.
so you can take these stems,
Okay.
and we're going to turn this up just a little bit.
Okay.
Want our garlic to cook a little more. And then you can take your stems and put them in first, because they are a little, they need a little more cooking. Your leaves aren't going to take that long to cook. So let's take our stems.
Okay, so you cook your
Slice
stems
them, yeah,
first.
slice them a little bit.
All right.
A lot of times when you get this in a restaurant, they don't serve you the stems, and it's like, why not?
But can
It's
you
all-
ask? Can you ask for the stems?
No,
I mean-
they just take them off and they throw them away.
Okay. So that goes to show you that all of it is good.
Yes, all of
right.
it is very good.
Now, can you boil?
I wouldn't. You're going to take all your flavor and your nutrients away.
Okay.
I wouldn't. And if you want to, you can stir that up so we don't get any
Stir.
burning action
Okay.
with the wooden spoon.
All right.
And then all we're going to do is take our leaves, because
I'm helping.
yeah, you are.
I'm cooking. Okay.
These will diminish, not as much as spinach does. You know how spinach works. You can cook pounds of it and get nothing.
Wow.
And you can cook this a little less if you like. You don't have to cook it all the way down. So you can have a little bit of texture to it.
Okay. Now with the green, is the green sweet too? I better not ask her anything else. She
No,
Oh. Okay.
but it's not bitter. It's just green.
It's just bland.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's got some flavor to it, but it's just green.
It's not what Popeye ate. Okay.
No, not
right.
at all.
All right.
I actually think this has much more texture and much more
But
flavor.
it wasn't bad. It wasn't
No,
bad.
it's not
But
bad.
you know what? But I actually liked the you say stem?
The stem.
The stem was good. Mm-hmm. I actually liked the stem. Okay. So now I know I can try this.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So if you see Swiss chard at the fruit market, all you have to do is wash it, cut your stems off,
And eat the stem.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna try the whole thing. All right.
and if you have a really large fry pan, that'll work just as well. And what we're going to do, just so it kind of steams itself too, we're just going to put, so after you wash it, you don't want to dry the leaves. Leave the moisture on them.
Okay.
So it kind of steams. And we're going to add, ooh,
We
sizzle.
just love that crack,
Sizzle.
crackling stop sound.
Sizzle.
Okay, okay. All right.
So we're going to put this in, and then actually we're going to put a lid on, which I didn't get ahead of time.
Oh, okay, I can get a lid
Yeah,
for
can you get a lid
okay,
for me?
I can get a lid.
Great. And then we're going to put the lid on here, and you just want to watch it. It's probably only going to take a few minutes, 5 to 8 minutes, depending on how high. If you want to turn it down lower so you make sure that it doesn't char and it doesn't burn, then maybe give yourself about 10 minutes of cooking time. So this can be cooking while your eggplant, do we have a lid down there, Marcia?
I'm working on it, Lid.
All right. If not, that's okay. We can have this cooking while your eggplant are in the oven doing their thing.
Now, why would we have a drawer that's stuck? Okay.
All right, that's fine. It's good. We can just let it be like this.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get a lid. Okay, so don't have a lid.
Technical
Okay.
difficulty. All right, we're going to turn it down a little bit because we don't want it to burn. We don't want the garlic to burn.
So you don't stir it or anything?
Occasionally, you're going to want to, because what's hitting the bottom is going to cook faster. So yeah, so you see how we're getting.
Smells good.
See, they kind of wilt.
Okay.
Like spinach, but you don't want them to wilt too much.
Do I need to check on my eggplant sandwich?
Yeah, you do.
Let me go check on my eggplant sandwich.
Yes, you do, because they might need turning. How are they looking?
Looking like they might need turning. Okay. The sandwiches look good. Now, I don't know if we can get a shot in the oven. I'm sure we can, but should we turn?
I have some in there too.
Okay, I know. Okay.
Well, you know what? We can probably turn those after we do portion number 3 of the meal.
Okay.
Let's do that.
They look good.
All right.
I'm almost getting hungry there. Okay. You know, it's early in the morning, believe it or not, and we're getting hungry. Okay. So, now, let me ask you this. So, is this meal today that you're preparing, is more like on the vegetarian level?
It is. It can be. If
But
you
except
wanted,
you had meat
we
on
have
it.
meat,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
So if you want to call it vegetarian, you could, because everything, it can be totally meatless, so it's easy to make. You can very easily make a whole batch of eggplant sandwiches and maybe make half and half.
Okay.
If you've got some friends coming over.
I'm smelling this, so. Oh, yeah. Did you put anything in there?
No.
It smells good.
No. So if you want to, we can
Just the
put,
garlic,
We can
isn't
put
it?
some pepper.
Just put some pepper.
Yeah, but you can
All
grind.
right.
We want to grind. We can
Yes,
put
I
some
wanna
pepper.
Want to grind.
I tend not to use much salt when I'm cooking because I
Right.
just let the flavors of the food come through. If you want to put a little salt, you can, but if you're watching your sodium intake, okay.
We're a saltless
Yeah.
company here. Okay.
Good.
Well, which Friday?
Good. I'm glad.
Okay.
Yeah, we stopped using salt long ago. There's so many more great herbs and spices to use to add flavor. And in Italy and Sicily and Italian cooking, garlic would be it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can tell. That's why I thought, I said, well, I smell something. I was like, well,
Garlic,
am I smelling
basil.
something? Like, okay.
Yeah,
So it's a nice
definitely.
little mixture there. Okay.
Yeah, so you see how it's
you only
cooking
had
down?
You only had drizzles of water, which actually the water.
Helps steam.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Well, I tell you what, we're going to go to another break. And ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee you when we come back, it'll be time to eat. Okay, we'll be right back.
Do you know that stroke targets by color? If you're African American, you're twice as likely to suffer a stroke as white Americans. Join the power to end stroke at strokeassociation.org.
And welcome back to the last half of the show. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Chef Anne-Marie is doing something wonderful here in the kitchen in the community house in downtown Birmingham. So she's going to bring out the first delectable 3 sandwiches of her eggplants.
And you know what we need to do a little bit is open up that olive oil.
This one?
Yep.
Okay.
And we're going to flip our eggplant. It's been about halfway through.
Okay.
So we want just a tiny bit.
Just a drop.
Just a
Oh, she's asking me for a droplet.
Here.
Okay. Okay.
Just a tiny bit. We don't want to get any on you. And we want to put a little bit on top of each one before I flip it.
Bing, bing, bing.
There
okay.
we go.
So that means that they should stay
They should
with
have
it.
a little bit so that they don't. So
Okay.
that
Oh,
they
it looks
don't.
good.
Oh, isn't that pretty?
Okay.
They get nice and brown and crispy on the outside, and
All
the
right.
cheese melts on the inside. So
Wow.
we're going to turn those over and pop them back in the oven
Okay.
for another 10, 15.
Now, notice, ladies and gentlemen, so enlightened easy cooking, you had to prepare a meal in 30 minutes or less,
Mm-hmm.
low in cholesterol, low in calories, and so far we're on time, okay? So
We are.
Now, and then I did find a lid, forgive me. All
Thank
right.
you.
All right.
And our Swiss chard is doing great. It's just sauteing here very gently.
Wow.
See how it cooks down? So that what looked like a lot
Right.
is
it did start off with-
down.
okay.
Yeah.
Sure you didn't take anything out the pot? Oh.
No.
Okay, no, look, no, it
It's
looks
there.
good.
It really
looks
is.
good. So in actuality, so this is a real healthy meal here.
Very healthy.
Okay.
And it's got lots of vitamins and minerals, your green leafy vegetables,
Okay.
some protein. So now we're going to move on to what we call an amolio sauce.
Amolio
And
sauce.
a lot of people call it, in Sicilian, the slang would be moigu sauce. And a lot of Italian restaurants have it. It's very simple to make. You want to use fresh tomatoes when they're in season
Okay.
because the flavor is so great. But they're not really, the hothouse tomatoes don't have the greatest flavor right now.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the smaller little ones do, but you can also use peeled Roma tomatoes that are in their own broth or in their
Okay.
own sauce
Okay.
in the store, and then drain them. So you just want to use the tomatoes, otherwise it's going to be
So that's a canned tomato.
a canned tomato.
Okay.
And
It's
they
not
do-
stewed.
No, it's not stewed. It's
Okay.
just canned. with basil, and they do have canned tomatoes that you can buy sodium free.
Okay.
Also.
That was the catch.
Yes,
All
you
right.
can buy them without salt.
All right.
So what we want to do here is take our tomatoes, and this will probably get a little messy. I need one large knife.
One large knife.
Yeah, that's great.
This one's okay.
Now you can use a food processor if you want, but if you chop them by hand, you are going to have a little more texture. If you put them in the food processor and you process them too much, you're going to have water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if a person is not that good and crafty at slicing and dicing, can they buy them already cut up?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I have found though that when you buy tomatoes that are already diced, a lot of times they have other
Things
flavors
in
and they're
Okay,
added,
additives, okay.
and sometimes they're not as soft.
them. Okay. All
They
right.
can tend to be, and you just want to take your little.
The little part
The
with
little
the little core or
stem,
something? Okay.
yeah,
You know,
because-
because I'm not a big time tomato eater, but I like tomato paste and I like ketchup and I like pizza sauce.
Pizza
so,
sauce.
Yeah, so some of this stuff, you know, when I'm
And
looking at it being made, I'm like, I don't know. But once it's all
Easy.
seasoned up and cooked, I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right.
And this doesn't need any cooking. Now, okay, this is gonna look funny, but if you don't feel like chopping,
Okay. All
here
right.
you go.
Okay.
You can do that too.
All right.
A lot of people, yeah, if you're
Thinking
in a
like the
crunch,
chopping part.
yeah,
All
I think
right.
of the chop. But if you're in a crunch, you can. And what's really nice too is have a work bowl on your counter,
And let me,
because this way you don't have to keep going back and forth to the waste
Okay.
paper basket.
and we have some paper towel just in case for your squish.
For my
Not-
squish.
Just for your
Yeah,
squish.
but I'm
not-
good.
Okay, okay.
I'm good.
All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, you know what? We'd like to thank the Community House for allowing us this opportunity to utilize their kitchen. Okay, they have a lot of facilities and programs here, and one of them is a cooking show, and we're here.
What I'm going to show you now, so what this contains is tomatoes, lemon juice, oregano, fresh basil, and garlic. You may or may not put salt in it if you like, but we're not putting salt today because we don't need that. Well, I'll have you put some pepper in, but I want to show you a little trick for chopping basil so that it doesn't turn black. Because a lot of people chop and it gets really nasty. So you want to take all your basil leaves and you want to put them together, and your largest ones on the outside, and you want to roll them.
Roll the basil.
So the knife is only coming in contact with the outer leaf.
Okay.
And when you roll them, that way you can chop them very thin. And then you have these nice ribbons.
All right. So you roll the leaves.
Roll them,
Okay.
and then slice them.
slice them out.
They smell good.
Okay.
So fragrant.
smells
Now, if
good
you
right
want
now.
it smaller, we can chop a little bit more. Because if you just want the leaves, the ribbons are nice to have when you just want to spread it on top of your pasta while you're eating it.
Mm-hmm.
You would put it on top of your pasta just like cheese. You'd
Okay.
sprinkle it on. So we're going to put our fresh basil in there.
It does smell good.
Doesn't that smell good?
It smells real good.
And then we're going to take some garlic.
Okay.
And you can go to town with the garlic. You just want to remember that when it's raw like this, it is very strong. So if you make a batch of this and it sits in the fridge overnight, it's going to get very
So-
strong, very pungent.
So the garlic takes over.
Yes.
Okay.
So in this instance, less is best.
Okay. So then at the event, now, ladies and gentlemen, if you miss us here on television, period, you might want to go to our Facebook page. Everybody has one, so Just As has one too. So you definitely can go to Just As on Facebook and see some of these same recipes and things that our chefs are doing and what we're doing in the future for Just As. And hey, give us a comment. Okay, okay. So we're trying to keep up with what they call social media. We're in the social media as well. All right. And you know what? Like I said, when we do a cooking show, Anne-Marie, we always ask our chefs to make sure that our viewers can follow you, do the good things that you do. So I want to know. Okay, now this meal, we're approximately probably like 20 or 30 minutes in. Does this stuff go all together on the?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
It'll be all good to go.
Okay.
So we've got garlic, basil,
basil.
and we're going to put some oregano, and I'm going to take you up on a piece of that. Or actually, I'm just going to grab my little towel here.
Okay.
If that's okay with you?
Yep.
And then we're going to take some oregano. Now, one thing to remember when you're using dry herbs, it helps to actually take them and crush them in your hands.
Oh, wow.
And that helps to release the oils and the flavors
Okay.
because they're just kind of sitting there all dried out. But
All right, loosens them
especially
up.
oregano, yeah. Yeah.
Boy, this smells good. Okay.
And now we're going to take some lemon juice. And like I said, in this instance, this would be enough garlic in here, a couple to a few cloves, because it will get strong.
So I can tell everything you made so far is fresh.
Everything fresh. Everything you can get at the grocery store or at the fruit market.
All right. I like things fresh too. All right.
So we're going to take some lemon juice.
All right.
And if you have a juicer at home, that's fine. I just didn't feel like bringing mine today to the kitchen. But you can also use one of these little wooden tools.
Saw that.
Yeah. And it just helps you
Wow.
instead of having
That's a lot of juice. Okay. So I tell you what, now we're getting down to the count. Our viewers are saying, how long is this going to take?
We're done.
Okay, we're done. Okay,
We're
so
done.
it's almost time to plate.
Absolutely. We
Now I
can
gotta
grab
get
a
my
plate.
plate out, ladies and gentlemen. Now I have to get my famous plate out. All right, Marsha's going to get the plate. And can I take the eggplants
Yes.
out the oven? Okay.
Yes, you may. Let's do these.
All righty. So you know we have plan B just in case. Okay.
Yeah, they're done.
Okay.
But that's a little too hot to handle right
Oh
now.
yeah, I can tell that one's hot. All right. Look at there.
So we're going to put our eggplant. You could put one or two on the plate if you want it. You know, if you've got some big eaters.
All right.
Okay.
And the crew is looking like, that looks good. You know what, I'm going to be honest, it looks like a salmon croquette to me, but I know it's not. Okay.
No, it's not.
So my imitation of salmon croquette is not an eggplant.
And then we're going to take a little bit of our amolio or moigu sauce. And we're going to put some of that right on top, dress it up.
Wow.
Or off to the side.
Okay.
Maybe we don't want to do the whole thing, just a little bit.
Just a little to the side because I'm going to be sampling that. So I
Yeah.
know-
And then we're going to take our Swiss chard.
Swiss chard.
And we're going to put some Swiss chard on our plate. And
Good.
there you have a healthy,
That looks good.
salt-free.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to sample as we're starting to wrap up here. Chef Emery, I want to thank you for being our chef of the day. And
Oh, it's
definitely
my
as you come back-
pleasure.
So before we go, ladies and gentlemen, you guys see my expression on my face because you know how Marsha
Uh-oh.
is. First, it's what you got to do this part right here.
All right.
Tell us once again what's in this meal.
We have eggplant sandwiches with provolone cheese and mortadella. You can substitute for ham. We have amolio sauce, which fresh tomatoes, garlic, basil, oregano, lemon juice, and we have Swiss chard that has been sautéed and steamed in a little bit of olive oil, water, and garlic. No salt added.
That Swiss chard was good. Okay, let me try the sandwich so that you all will know. They follow my face, okay?
All right. What do you think? You think you're going to eat eggplant?
We're going to go out with Marsha chewing. That's good. Okay, you know the rules of thumb. If Marsha takes 2 slices, that means it's on her own. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for tuning in to the cooking show.
Thank you very much.
Please come back and join us.
I will. Thank
Okay,
you.
If you have a show idea, you know who I am. Your host, Marsha from the Just Ask. And what do I always say? If you know a person with a disability, don't be afraid to ask. And if you just have a general question, don't be afraid to ask that as well. I'm your host, Marsha Florence. Tune in next time. Thank you.